Hi dear. Today we'll see the occurrence of metals, how metals are present in the earth. Okay. So usually the three layers of the earth is innermost part is core, and middle part is mantle, and the uppermost exposed to the atmosphere is the crust, right? So earth crust is the major source of metal. In the crust part of the earth only metals are occurred. Most of the metals are in the crust part, earth crust part. Okay. So usually we know that it is not exist in a separate form. And exists separately in the separately. It is always for exist in a compound form. Okay. So the elements or compounds which occur naturally in the earth crust are known as minerals. We'll call it as mineral. Okay, the compound, right? Compound or elements which occur naturally in the earth crust are known as minerals. Okay. If some minerals are having high percentage of particular metal, if some minerals which contain very high percentage of particular metal, and that metal can be profitably extracted from it. Okay, if we can extract the metal from that ore, means that mineral is called ore. Okay, that mineral is called ore. The mineral which contain very high percentage of a particular metal, and the metal can be profitably extracted from it. We can separate that metal from that compound, then that mineral is called ore. We'll call it as ore. Okay. So how the metals are extracted from its ore? First, we'll classify the metals based on its reactivity. Last class we have seen the reactivity series, right? How it reacts, the ionic compounds and all. Okay, so the extraction of metals based on the reactivity series, the metals are classified as based on the reactivity: metals of low reactivity, metals of medium reactivity, and metals of high reactivity. So we know that usually we have marked this reactivity series the reactivity is decreased towards the down, right? So the upper part, the top of the series is the metals of high reactivity, and the middle part the series is the metals of medium reactivity, and the bottom of the series which has low reactivity, right? So based on this reactive, why we are talking about this reactivity means, based on the reactivity only it will form the compound. Okay, if it is less reactive, means it will not combine with anything. If it is more reactive, high reactive, means it can combine with many things, right? So that then only a compound will be formed, right? So in which form of compound it is existed, from that compound how it can be extracted. Okay, that we are going to study. Okay, so some of the metals which exist in free state, okay, that can be obtained directly from the earth, that is gold, silver, platinum, copper. You know that gold and silver are all in the bottom of the series, right? Reactivity series, it is less reactive, right? So it is exists in the free state, it will not combine with anything, it will not found in the form of compound or element. Okay, so it is exists in the free state. This platinum and copper, it exists in free state as well as in the combined state also. Okay, copper and silver exist in combined state as sulfide ore or oxide ore. Okay, copper sulfide, like that. Okay, so it may be it exists in the form of in free state as well as in the compound form. The compound form will be in the will be sulfide ore or oxide ore. Okay, next, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, these are all very reactive metals, right? So it never found free. Okay, it is always found in the form of a compound only. Okay, it's never found as a free element. Okay, then zinc, iron, lead and all combined states. Okay, it has a medium reactivity. Okay, so it will be available in the form of combined state only. Combined states as oxides, sulfides or carbonate ores. Okay, it may be in the form any of this one form, any of this form. Okay, but when you consider this metals are mostly found in oxide form only. Okay, oxide, metal oxide we have studied, right? Metals are mostly found in oxide form. Why? Because the oxygen is very reactive element and is very abundant on the earth. It is freely it is abundant on the earth, so this oxygen is readily react with the metals and form a oxides form. Oxides, okay, metal oxide. It is mostly found in the form of oxides, metal oxides, okay. So you know this activity series, right? Reactivity series and its metallurgy, related metallurgy. Metallurgy means nothing but extraction of metals from that ore and refining process, okay. So which metal will be extracted in which method we are going to study. This less reactive, bottom of the reactivity series, you will have gold and silver, right? Silver and gold, right? It is found in the native state. It exists in the free state itself, so no need for the extraction, okay. Then in the middle of the series, zinc, iron, lead and copper is there, right? It is extracted using reduction using carbon, okay. We will extract the metal from the ore using the reduction process using a carbon, okay. And likewise, more reactive metals like sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum and all extracted from its ore by electrolysis process, okay. Electrolysis process. And the steps involved in this are steps involved in the extraction of metals from its ore are: from ore, first concentration of the ore will be taking place for all the metal extraction method, okay. Metals of high reactivity, you know that it is done by electrolysis of molten ore, okay. Why it is mentioned as molten means only the electrolysis, electricity will pass, charges will separate only by when it is in the liquid form or molten form, right? In the solid form there will not be flow of electrons, okay. Electrolysis of molten ore and you will get a pure metal, okay. Metals of medium reactivity, they exist in the form of carbonate ore or sulfide ore, okay. Both are possible, okay. If it is a carbonate ore means first we'll go for the calcination process. If it is sulfide ore means it is roasting process, and after calcination and roasting both will make it as a oxides of metal. Once it form in metals are obtained in the form of oxide compound, then it can be easily reduced, okay. First we will convert into oxides of metal, then reduced to metal, and then purification of metal will happen, okay. So metals of medium reactivity will go by calcination and roasting method, and formation of metal oxides, reduction to metal and purification of metal. Metals of low reactivity. Metals of low reactivity exist in the form of sulfide ores. Sulfide ore means will go for the roasting process, and then metal, you will get the metal and it has to be refined, okay, refining process, okay. These are the process involved in the extraction of metals from its ore, okay. We will see all these steps one by one in the next class in detail, okay. Thank you.